Thank you for coming today. Today, more than 200 people have applied for this event. Many people are late to events like this,
Mm.
but maybe last month finished after that. So, but over 13 people is applied to today's meeting, but not coming. Why? I'm not sure. But time is coming. We are doing to start a research meeting on AI and education. This meeting will be held monthly. At first, we would like to inform you of some important points. Firstly, we will record and make available to the public the meeting for those who are unable to attend. Second, second thing, if you have something to opinion, please raise your hand before doing so, or push the hands up button. And thirdly, so please write your name and the affiliation, like me. Use English. So Sakai sensei and Takia sensei, please write English, your name. And we think it is useful for first-time participants to know what kind of people are participating in this meeting and what kind of background they have. So he is an elementary school teacher, he is a university professor, he is a government. So different background we can understand of. If you have left the company or retired, please write your last affiliation. And of course, it is optional. We do not intend to force anyone to do this. This meeting is run by 5 members. Not all of them are attending today, but the organizer co-host. Fourth, if there are any audio problem or other issue, please message me and the host to inquire. I have other similar online meeting planned. The development of AI is remarkable. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing about the various use of AI in education. If you would like to give a presentation at the future meeting, please contact me. And sorry for the late to introduce. I'm Hiroko Kano. So I'm today's host. I would like to introduce myself briefly. When I was a university uh, student day, undergraduate student day, I specialized mathematics and I was interested in topology. At first, I researched mathematics education. I was researching evaluation and assessment methods. At the time, I was researching Bloom's taxonomy. And I was also interested in evaluation method using computer, CAI, computer assisted instruction. Research is very uh, popular these days. However, at that time, the internet developed remarkably, and the problem relates to cybercrime and cyberbullying and social media issue is occurred. As a result, I have been researching cyberbullying and information literacy for a long time. Recently, AI has developed remarkably and is having a major impact on society. How should we build education in response to these changes? I'm currently most interested in AI and education. I'm discussing the issue of AI and education with researchers. If you would like to give presentation at a future meeting, please contact me. Now I would like to introduce today's first speaker. First speaker is Mr. Somiya Kanti. Thank you so much coming busy time. So please present it to today's presentation. Uh, please share your presentation. Could you share? And And I will share the Kante's presentation.
Okay, Dr. Kano, could you allow me to share my screen, please?
Yes, please try to. So at first, I have to.
For me, it is disabled.
Listen.
Could you make me a presenter?
At first, someone is trying to present it. So after that, we can do it. So maybe many. I'm allowed to presentation, but at first, someone is trying to present it. そう、酒井先
Uh,
生、何か共有試してもらえますか？最初の人だけ必要なんです。なんか、承諾が。
はい。私の画面を今、
うん、何でもいいので。
共有しました。
あ、できましたね。ありがとうございます。
はい、切り
何も
ます。
許可してない。おー。Mr.
えー
Sakai is share the screen. Can you share your screen?
for me, it says it is disabled for me. I need presenter rights to do the presentation, to share my screen.
Oh, why? Why not? Oh,
You can click on my name and make me a presenter on the
oh,
participant list.
just a minute.
あれにしちゃえばいいの。共同主催者、共同ホストに。
Do it. Please,
Okay, I can do it now. Thank you. Okay, hopefully you can all see my screen now.
it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kano, for your invitation, and I'm very happy to give the presentation. Quick introduction for me. My name is Soumya. I am physically living in France, but I have my company DJ Dutch in Estonia and France, in two countries. And it's my pleasure to address you today with the educational trends that intersect with artificial intelligence. What are the latest European policies and practice trends that we have here? And before starting my journey with my company DJTech, I worked almost 10 years in a university. So I have been very closely involved with like research as well as transferring this knowledge to master students in the form of internship and courses of the professors. So I have quite a lot of experience behind how AI is being applied to education in different like use cases and all that. You will have, I have already sent my presentation to Dr. Kano, so I think she will send it to everybody. But feel free to contact me in my email if you prefer. And I plan to come to Japan a few more times this year, so I'd be happy to meet you there if opportunities arise as well. As you know, like traditional education in modern times as well as before, it has been always like we have a qualified teacher or educator who is teaching a lot of students in a classroom setting like this. But this model has its pros and cons as well. So one of the things that uh, we have seen, especially where we have a very large set of students, for example, in India, where you have up to like 60, 70 students in a classroom and they're being taught by one teacher, is that the teacher cannot like create very personalized learning material for individual students. So because of like so many number of students that we have there. But with the help of AI, we can actually think of something like that, where one educator is creating a course plan and then Depending on the learning pattern of the student, there can be an AI which is customizing that educational material for each student, because students, especially like very young students, in each boy or girl learn in a different way. So this is something that is possible with generative AI, and there are many trends that are coming up in this area. But at the same time, education is one of the key pillars of any society, whether it's Japan or India or Europe in general. So there are lots of concerns about how to access this kind of technology for students who cannot tell what is right, what is wrong, and all that. So you need to have like very strong like regulation or compliance system in place, so that somebody is always monitoring what is being taught and everything. So I have created my presentation from that perspective. So I will tell you a bit more about the policy landscape that we have in Europe, then what type of regulatory framework that we have, strategies, implementations, and some like next steps where things are going in general. The first one that comes to my mind is the EU AI policy framework. This is something that is applicable to not only just in European Union, but also to any company. Imagine a company which is based in Japan, but they want to offer as AI-based service for Europe. So it applies to that type of services as well. Uh, so the EU AI Act, it's one of the most well-known framework in the European Union, and it has entered in force already last year. And it basically categorizes everything based on like the type of risk that we have. So it can be low risk, medium risk, high risk, very high risk, something like this. And education is listed under high risk category. And it means that any educational tool that has, regardless of how much AI does it use, uh, even if there is a very small amount of AI being used in that tool, that must require human oversight. So whether you are using the tool for assessment or grading or management of educational materials for school kids or university students, everything requires human oversight, must be like validated by a human. So all the decisions or the steps and everything. So this is kind of like the very basis of the policy framework. Then let me tell you some key provisions that we have in the Act. So any AI system, so that's now used in education, so they must be transparent, accurate. So, for example, the early versions of ChatGPT hallucinated a lot. So, if you are using ChatGPT in your tool, the information that you are providing to the students or pupils has to be accurate. If you ask who is the current prime minister of Japan, and the model replies with one of the prime ministers who is not in office, so that's not a very accurate information to the student. So this type of accuracy has to be present. So that kind of requires the necessity of human oversight and robustness, for example. Then a couple of use cases which are quite popular right now, at least in Europe, is that we see this type of tools are being used a lot for handling the administrative works that educators undertake. They are also used for assessment or like conducting exams, like creating the questions and all that, and also for recruitment. So it's like admission of students in different kind of master degree or bachelor degree programs, for example. But the AI Act also says that institutions have a transition period. So even though the act is now into force, but every institution they have a transition period from like 6 months to 3 years to make to be compliant with this, because the act itself is quite comprehensive. Yeah, I mean, uh, for a lot of institutions, especially the rural ones, they do not have adequate effort that they can dedicate to, like, accomplish this overnight. So they require time, they require budget, they need to work with the right partners to do all this for them. So there is a very large transition period for every institution which are based in Europe. There is also a complementary framework convention coming from the Council of Europe. So this is another governing body in the European Union. So they also signed another complementary AI Act, so that has a bit broader human rights lens, especially focusing on the democratic and ethical application. So this is something that's very common between European Union as well as in Japan. So it basically looks from like a human right point of view, but uh, kind of like the educational impact on children or young adults. So it's kind of sets up a group that needs like very special attention from AI to ensure that everything that is taught using these things, they are transparent, they are democratic, so there is no bias or there is no kind of like anything that violates privacy, these kind of things. So this is another complete one, and it not only addresses children and young adults, but it also it also targets any kind of upskilling. So, for example, a lot of teachers, as well as other workers, employees, so they also need to be able to use AI as a part of their work, whether it is like programming, whether it is making presentations or business development or teaching, etc. So it's basically applicable to any such educative experiences overall. Then we have another significant action plan, which is called the Digital Education Action Plan. So until my previous slide, I was talking about the high level regulations or the acts themselves. So now I'm coming one step down, which is the actual action plan. So this under this action plan, so there is a very specific article called Action 6. This basically supports teachers and institutions with how to use AI in a very ethical manner. So it kind of sets like ethical guidelines for AI use and for teaching, and especially for like train the trainers kind of situation. So you come and you train the educators first so that they can train the students in the right way. And this basically gives guidelines on training programs, policy guidance, as well as many different funding opportunities. There is a very well-known educational EU-funded project called Erasmus Plus, so for which this is applicable as well. Now, in the year of 2022, so they also released like ethical guidelines to very specifically mention bias mitigation. Depending on the training data, that and because of many different reasons, bias sometimes gets into the algorithm that is behind the AI. So any large language model or anything, small language model. So depending on the data, so when you ask some question, the output can be biased, can be like non-inclusive, but so there is a very specific set of guidelines to ensure that how to spot bias, how we should call for bias mitigation, and make sure the what is being taught into the school it's kind of like inclusive. So we do not have a digital divide in terms of accessing AI for students. This naturally leads us to the literacy requirements for AI, not only just for students, but also for the teachers. So in Europe, from 2025, so from the beginning of this year, AI literacy training has become a mandatory point of discussion and mandatory in public organization, including public schools, for example. And the reason for this is it basically ties up with the, the ethical use of AI perspective. So uh, this literacy training looks or like specifically designed for ethics, bias awareness, and safe use. So once the trainers or the educators they are aware of such things, so they can guide young children as well as whoever. I mean, everybody's in universities into making like ethical use of AI in education, for example. So, as a part of that, as a part of this ongoing awareness program, so educational institutions they must train their staff in AI awareness and risk management. So, if there is like hallucination from the AI that is used in educational tools, like how to handle this kind of situations in a safe manner. It also ties up a bit with Europe's program to set itself as an AI continent. So this is another action plan like the digital education action plan. So here, billions of euros are being invested into creating like European-wide sovereign AI infrastructure to improve the competitiveness and capacity of AI in Europe. This was announced, I think, some time ago, and right now this kind of infrastructure is being set up. And one of the key focus has been of this infrastructure and the capacity has been to for like capacity building for using artificial intelligence in education. So one of the key things they are setting up is secure cloud environments for learning programs. So I think all of you know that most of these artificial intelligence models like ChatGPT, Perplexity that we access is from their cloud. But it is also possible for you to download their open source models and put it in your own cloud and you can run it from there. But in many cases, these clouds require like very a lot of powerful processors and other things which are not readily available. So on a European level, they are now doing it to create this kind of sovereign capacity in AI. And the first one is basically to create like these secure cloud environments for learning platforms. The second one being emphasizing on the fact of how to handle research and development in AI, very specifically for enabling digital education and cross-border collaboration tools. So in Europe, cross-border collaboration is very, very popular. For example, we do a lot of EU-funded projects together where we have partners from like 5 or 6 different countries or even more, and we are like working together with a common objective. So one of the goal is to enable those things using AI for education. Then to enable this kind of situation, so the European Union is pumping a lot of funding for R&D projects, especially for handling research on different type of classroom use. They have already identified a lot of gaps or problems that we can say. So on the left hand side of this picture, you can see that there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 common problems that has been identified. For example, the standard curriculums. It's true that in university or in like tertiary education level, so you do not have this individualized or personalized learning still. So you still have this standardized curriculum that is applicable to everybody, but since different people learn in different ways, it does not like, I mean, the 100% of the program does not satisfy individual needs. So it needs to be personalized. Then grading assessment. This is also an open-ended question with like how to handle this with ChatGPT can now do a lot of things altogether. So Europe is pumping a lot of money for like creating large language models for educational use, how to do learning analytics, how to create personalized tutoring systems, and all that. So these are some of like some examples, but there are like wide range of other research activities that are happening in parallel. I'd be very happy to share additional information if you would like to know more about these programs. In my case, I'm pretty much interested in the personalized learning part, so I included a couple of references and slides for that. So here, one of the main goal for personalized learning is to create a adaptive or like hyper personalized tutor to emphasize this, for example. So imagine myself as a software developer. When I'm looking to learn a new software or like a new programming language, so imagine I already know C++ and I want to learn Java. So C++ and Java has like similar underlying concepts. So I don't need to start from scratch for Java. Rather, I can start from like a little bit higher level. But somebody who does not know C++, starting to learn Java from like scratch, they would need a different learning path. So the AI tutor could personalize this for me based on certain interactions, and that would be helpful for everybody. So there are European projects. They have actually imported quite a lot of improvements in reading scores in pilot schools. So this is a concrete, measurable achievement that the projects have already achieved. And finally, EIT. EIT is also another uh, institution that has mapped like novel AI approaches in education. So if you follow the first link, so you'll be able to find out what they have already found out. It's quite extensive in this particular case, different kind of novelties. So I talked about a couple of, I mean, three of them here, but the actual list goes a bit more beyond that. Then another point is assessment of um, like homeworks or exams using generative AI. So in some cases, AI is being used for automated grading and providing feedback, like personalized feedback. But this also raises the question of fairness in many ways. So, for example, generative AI is very much probabilistic. So when it creates something, it will not follow the same pattern or same logic when it works on individual different things. So it might be that it completely ignores several things and like provides feedback on something else completely. So this is ongoing debate, like how much of AI should be used in certain kind of assessments. It's not only just for um, uh, like grading or assessment. So this is also being used in a different way to assess how candidates are can be recruited for a particular job position. So we have similar questions there as well. Now, for this, actually, in Europe, we have something called AI assessment scale. So this was developed to guide, educational institutions to ensure that this use of generative AI, they do not compromise academic integrity, or it does not widen inequalities that are present in some cases. So there are some uh, practices that are already happening in different areas of education in Europe. And finally, we also have the literacy program. Like I said before, the European countries, they are actually aligning the teachers training framework. Teachers training with frameworks from like that are coming from UNESCO. So you have AI competency category. So it's basically trying to foster critical AI understanding. And the good thing about this is you don't need to be an expert on how artificial intelligence actually works, but you need to understand how to practice it in your day-to-day life so that your competence on using AI becomes more and more. So it's kind of like the early days of how people were trained on using the internet, the web, computer, something like that. So we are also seeing now similar kind of programs. And so before it was a computer literacy program, now it is AI literacy framework. Something similar. I want to also highlight one of the national case, and I'm very happy about Estonia in this case. So they took a Tiger Leap they call it AI Leap program. So they are one of the first countries in Europe to do this. So what they are doing is they will provide access to AI assistants like ChatGPT to secondary students and teachers. It means that the final 2 year students, so who are in like 11th and 12th grade, something like this, the final 2 years of high school. So those students will get free access to programs like ChatGPT, and where they will learn how to use ChatGPT in a responsible way, so that the use is safe, there is no hallucination, this kind of things. And Estonia being very digital, so they are kind of like a showcase how a digital first country can lead this kind of AI in education. Finally, it's not only just from their perspective, but it also depends on the educator's trust in AI. So it comes with more understanding of AI. So there has been a lot of research, and people found out that it's not tied up with age or experience, but it also depends more on professional upskilling, how much an educator has done professional upskilling on the effective use of AI and their integration in day-to-day work. And finally, there are some ethical and equity concerns as well. For example, a couple of things is that we should not widen the digital divide. The environmental footprint of AI must be aligned with Green Deal goals, etc. But what I was talking about, it's not free from like policy practice gaps. If you look into Europe, there are very low, very slow national adoption of this. In some cases, like big companies, they're also lobbying against some standards, saying that they are too complicated, this, that. And universities sometimes have to be with a very high degree of transparency. So there definitely remains a lot of gaps that needs to be addressed. But at the same time, we are also seeing some emerging solutions, because there are some cost frameworks which encourage a lot of innovation under a controlled setting. And this is what R&D projects are doing to work more on AI literacy. So these are like a lot of ongoing research projects in which this type of sandbox frameworks are being tested. And in the end, I have some recommendations. It is coming from the learnings in Europe, but maybe they are applicable in Japan as well. To have like harmonized national level education. So it's not only just in one country, but that like Estonia, but that approach or that lessons can be shared across the entire Europe with teacher frameworks. We need more pilots, scalable, inclusive AI pilot programs. Also, like support teacher development so that they can build trust and literary efforts, literacy efforts behind the use of AI in education, and bias-free assessments as well. So that's pretty much it for my presentation. And if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them. Or you can also do that in contact me by email. Thank you very much for listening.
And I would say this is
加納さん聞こえてない。
Sorry, can you hear my voice?
OK。
Yes.
Thank you so much, Soumya, candidate. So 20 billion euro investment is amazing thing, I think. So I hope Japan will do the same. I'm also interested in a TPAC, but it takes a lot of time. So I'm looking for a simple way to implement them. So may I ask two questions from me? So one of question, the AI law classify education as a high risk. What kind of penalty are specified, yes, such as imprisonment or something? So second one is AI bias will be made mandatory. But how is it taught in specific school? In other words, what kind of curriculum is it? So I have two questions.
Yes. Let me answer the second question first. So there are already some frameworks coming from EU that helps you to identify if there is any bias in the AI system. There is something called OutAI frameworks. Let me give you the link in the chat. So whenever somebody is developing an AI system, they are supposed to use this framework to ensure that it is trustworthy. So this is the first step to ensure bias-free systems. And there are many additional ones like in algorithm, how to detect bias, how to mitigate bias. So it also depends like what exactly are you teaching. That's the first thing about like creating this. And sorry, I forgot. What was your first question?
My first question is the AI law. AI law classify education as high risk, but what kind of penalty specifically set? So, such as imprisonment or paid money or something. Kinds of
Uh,
penalty.
yeah, that is something I have to see, but I think there are penalties that's why it is identified as a highest system. If there is very specific amount of financial penalty, that is something I will check and I will write to you in an email. Yeah, so there is an administrative fine up to 35 million euros or 7% of annual turnover. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, are there any questions? So, sorry, Somiya, Mr. Somiya, your background is a little bit noisy. So, now, please mute. So, I'd like to ask a question. So, are there any questions, everyone? Do you have a question? Somiya. Answer.
ちょっと聞き
How
取り
about,
に
I think
取りに
there
く
is
く
no
て、
other question.
yeah, any other question?
取りにくかったね。
うん。ちょっとなんか、背景
食堂だね。
国道の感じですかね。うん。ちょっとなんか、35 million euro. Very- うん
Okay. Thank you very much for listening to me. I don't see there is any other questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. それでは少し早めに終わりましたけれど、何か、質問とかありますでしょうか？コメントとか、聞いておきたいっていうこととか。
最後よく聞こえなくて、
うん。そうですね、確かに。
EU のその倫理的な問題についてのこう感覚をもう少し聞きたかった感じはするんですけど、具体的な内容が。
うん。
どういうところで引っかかるんだろうなと思いながら聞いてます。
どういうところで引っかかるって。あ
あの、
の、
倫理的な問題についてのどうのこうのって話は分かったんだけど、
うん。
じゃあその倫理的な問題って具体的にどういうことなんだろうと。お、消えちゃった。
Thank you so much って言ったから、もう自分のプレゼンは終わって、Are there any question? って言ったけど、誰も質問が上がらなかったから。
了解。じゃあ
うん。
次行った方がいいかな。
そうですね。
はい。
How about we need a short break or start or which prefer? Dr. Kim?
Yeah, it could be both. We can take a break, or either we can continue right now. It doesn't matter to me very much. So yeah, it depends on you only. Yeah.
Yes, now 45 minutes. So now Japan is so late now. So
Oh, I see.
like to,
Yeah.
5 minutes, short break.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
皆さん始めてもらっていいのかな？
Yes, yes, please. But your screen is not presented. So how to say? なんて言うんだろう。なんかプレゼンテーションする側とする側じゃない方ってなんて言うの？
え
今見えてるのが、プレゼン、
うん。
何でしたっけ？プレゼンするときの、見せる方じゃなくて、自分の手元の方のスライダーが映ってますね。それは、
うん
日本語でもいいので、なんて言うんでしたっ
JAI のこの最初からじゃダメなの？
け？最初からでいいんですけど、パワーポイントをプレゼンテーションにするときって、あのププレゼンテーションボタンを押します。これでプレゼンテーションボタンを押せばいい。
うん、もうそれでプレゼンテーション始めるってすればいいんで、最初か
う
ら。
ん。
で、時間が来たらその時にコメントすればいいかも。
おー
で、これ待ってる方が無駄だから
そうですね。わかりました。
はい。
Yeah, sorry, let's start the second presentation. So, next presenter is Dr. Mahathir Kim. So, he is working in US. So, but originally is Vietnam. So, he is presenting about AI and education. So, more international view. Thank you so much joining today, Dr. Kim.
Yeah, thank you so much. Also, yeah.
So please start your presentation.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Kano, for inviting me to present today. And I'm very happy to be here. And I'm actually looking at the Faculty of Educational Management at Vietnam National University right now, and visiting School of Education, Johns Hopkins University. Can you guys, all of you, see my presentation already? Yeah, I try to share it again so that's to make sure that everybody can see it.
Yes, I can share. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it now? Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. So I am a co-founder of AI Creative, AI for Vietnam Education, and also have more than 15 years of teaching and researching. Most of the times I will conduct my research on educational leadership and also AI in education. And recently, like just I think 1 year ago, I founded a Facebook group called AI for Vietnam Education, and right now it has like 60,000 members already. I also write several chapter books and articles indexed in AI and Scopus, and I'm very happy to be here today to share with you a little bit about application of generative AI in learning experience designs. We always talk about instructional design, but today I will dig deeper into how to use AI in learning experience design. And this is the Facebook group, as I just mentioned, AI for Vietnam Education, and right now it has roughly about 60,000 members already. And if you are interested in, but it's all almost all in Vietnamese, but if you are interested in, you can like introduce to this group to Vietnamese student, or you can like kind of translate from Facebook to you. And one of the questions that I always like asking myself is that like, what is the future of education? We're actually in the position that the education is transitioning and changing so much because of AI. And for me, if I want to predict the future of educations, I will make three predictions. One is really so much personalized because of the industrial 4.0, Internet of Things, big data, especially AI right now, we could have like students we learned by their own space, based on their own interest. And also in the future, the education will be so much more interactive and students will like so immerse in the environment that's in the education environment that they are provided by school and maybe the stakeholders of school as well. And for me, because of that, the roles of the teachers and the roles of like faculty members also change dramatically. Before, we always think about like how do we teach in the university, how do we instruct a student. But right now we transition from like we make a transition from teaching instructional like instruction, and also like to become consultant and connector and facilitators. What do I mean here by connectors? Connectors just mean that's like as a teacher, as a faculty members, that actually we also need to connect our student with the parents, with the learning materials, with student of their own, and we will be the facilitators and also the consultant to consult our student how to learn much better with AI. Imagine a situation that one student come to class and they will ask themselves questions. If every questions that I could ask myself in terms of any disciplines in the world, I can ask ChatGPT in any kind of AI. So what is the role of teacher right now? So I think that the teacher also doing something kind of consultancy service. That means that we also need to do like consultants and give advice to our student about learning how to learn so much better and so much faster and so much more effective than before. So that's the roles of the job of teacher actually changed from instructional design to learning experience design. That means that we need to create a engaging and interesting learning experience for our student. And because of that, we actually like think about our we need to rethink about, we need to change our teacher professional development programs, in which we need to really understand how to, we need to really help our teachers to understand the science of learning. That means that teacher also need to understand how people learn, and also teacher also need to be provided instructional like design frameworks, so that they can also like can design the class so much more interesting and engaging, much better than before. Professor Kano actually mentioned about TPEC. That's one of like kind of frameworks that we also can use in in EdTech, so that we can use technologies in a very meaningful way of instructing our student. And we also have like Bloom taxonomy, but I think that like Bloom still using right now is not enough. We also need to know more about other taxonomies, other framework like Fins taxonomy, for example, so that we can understand that we also need to help our student in terms of learning, especially with AI so much it can be much more effective ever than before. So the question here is that how do we teach so that our student will learn more? And the perfect question is like, how do we teach so that our student can learn much more deeper ever than before? So this is a Fins taxonomy that I mentioned. So you think that's like we also have 6 like dimensions, and we also need to help our student to develop like human dimension, develop like caring, interpersonal skill, and also especially there is a very important skill that I think we also need to help our student, that's in terms of science of learning, that is learning how to learn. So that's we actually helping our student to learn so much better than before. So here is the development of AI right now at the moment. You can see that my presentation today actually about generative AI. We have the word that generate, right? And we also have like generative AI. That means that AI can generate. That means that actually the AI can generate outputs, and like from different input, we also have like the different output, right? So that the AI actually actually like translate from one modality to another modalities. And right now, this presentation actually talking about generative AI, but recently even hear so many people actually talk about agentic AI. And also physical AI, maybe in Japan right now. Agentic AI means that AI actually understand the context, they can plan, they can do action, they can go to the website, they can look at the format of the website, they can synthesize all information and also like make decisions by themselves. And then we also have like physical AIs when we see like autonomous vehicles or maybe like a robot with like humanoid robot. We also have the head that actually controlled by AI right now. So right now AI developing very fast, and it seems to me that education are not catching up with AI development, and like education is not responding like enough for the change of AI right now. And because of that, we also think about because of that, we also need to think about we need to think about our education system. What should we do to ensure our students will learn so much more effective and also like so much more deeper? And with the help of AI, it also does not affect our student critical thinking and also creative thinking as well. And here is a slide that I really want to introduce to you so that you can understand about the essence of AI. So one of the things that you also need to help our students, our teachers, is understand the nature of AI. So AI actually translate the input into different output, right? And then like from the input that we put in is maybe like the questions, the image, maybe the video. We also have different outputs, right? And the hidden layers as actually helping the AI engineering to translate, like to change from one input to another input, maybe from text to text, maybe from text to video, maybe from text to website, maybe from text to coding, for example. And because of that hidden layers, is that's actually like try to imitate our human brain thinking and reasoning. But the problem with that, AI actually cannot compare to human right now. A lot of people think that like AI can answer every kind of questions. If we like ask ChatGPT any type of question right now, it's with almost like giving you an answer. I don't know whether it's correct or not, but like the accuracy, the correctness of AI actually increasing right now. But the problem is like AI actually just try to imitate the way that human reasons and the way that people logically think, and it's just try to imitate only. Besides that, it's just statistical and statistics and also like algorithms only, right? And right now we are actually facing a period that actually we have like multi-models like generative AI. That means that we can translate from one text to another different type of text. We also can translate from text to image, text to video, and we actually have like one foundation model. And NVIDIA actually call it like global model, but we actually call it like normally we actually call it one foundation model. And from that one foundation model, we can translate from one modality to another modalities like very, very quickly, right? And because of that, I think that we understand the drawback, like the nature of AI, so that we can use AI more effectively. And here is the 3 levels of AI actually can change our school right now. The first level, the first level right here is about learning strategies. That means that we also need to help our students to create their own learning plan, their own learning strategy, so that they can apply the science of learning together, so that they can learn so much more effective and faster than before. And with teachers, actually, we also have like the transition from the instructional design to learning experience design right now. And for the teachers and for school that we are trying to engage, to create an engaging and interesting environment so that our students will immerse themselves into the education environment. And also we need to create a ecosystem that means that's the third level over here, the ecosystem of education that actually can help students like learn by themselves, and they also have like personalized learning. Professor Datta actually like already like mentioned a lot of the times in his previous presentation about personalized learning. I think also like personalized learning is the most useful and the most like wonderful things that AI actually offers to our our education right at the moment. So the topics I often share with my student and also my co-workers is about learning how to learn with AI, in which I often like combine the insight from science of learning and also try to share with my student the better way of learning to combine with AI literacies and also the science of learning together so that they can learn much more effective and better than before. And also I also like share with my my co-teachers in Vietnam. Actually, I do kind of a lot professional development for teacher in Vietnam, and most of the times I will also helping them how to use generative AI in teaching. So today I also want to share with you one of the lists that I list like a lot of AI tools and also the privacy and like security rate of that AI tools so that you can use. So I will send it to you right now. The Excel file containing containing a lot of AI tools that you can use in Japan right now. That's a list of AI tools that actually are using by many teachers in Australia, in US, and in many countries. So please feel free to do that, to use this as well. And sometimes I also share with my faculty members about how to use generative AI support researching. For example, how to use generative AI in literature review. That is very important for the for the researchers. So actually AI can help us like doing literature review much faster and much more effective than before. And sometimes I also share with my school about how to use AI in leadership and management as well. Actually, I also created a customized GPTs that's actually helping my student to learn about science of learning. That's very like challenging topic right now in the US. We need to understand how people learn so that we can actually like helping students and people learn much better. So when we're talking about the learning experience design, right? It's actually an interdisciplinary field so that you need to understand many other fields so that you can actually create wonderful learning experience for student. To do the learning experience design, we also need to have some kind of necessary skill. So primary goal of learning experience design is to create a learning environment and educational resources. The learning environment that has to be very interesting, very engaging, so that a student will be addicted into and emerge into the environment that they are studying at the moment. And we also we try to like emerge the learning theories, education technologies, and educational like psychologies and cognitive neuroscience together so that we can design our course so much better than before. So when we think about learning experience design, it can be like in many methods. It can be face-to-face, can be online, it can be hybrid and asynchronous. And with learning experience designs, we actually thinking about how a student experience the instruction provided by the teachers and also the learning experience that's actually created by school as well. Yeah. To do that actually requires some of the knowledge that I hope that all of you can maybe having that knowledge right now. For example, like Stanford design thinking, that's like that is very famous in the US with 5 or 6 level. For the first level of Stanford design thinking, that means empathize, right? That means that you need to understand and understand the student need, understand the environment, understand student desire, so that we can design our learning experience so that it can meet the need, the expectation of our student. And because of that, as I mentioned, that we also need to have some kind of like frameworks so that we can create like learning experience that is more meaningful and more wonderful for students. So we actually need to think about the backward design. The backward design is not new. It's actually created by Wiggins and Matthies like in 1989 in the book Understanding by Design, which means that we need to rethink the way that we design our course. So Matthies actually and Wiggins actually like recognize the problems with the normal and traditional, for example, SD models, for example, way of creating the way of design, instructional design, for example, and then with the benefit of backward design, that means that we can make a deeper understand for students. We can align goals, assessment, and guidance together. We can also promote student engagement as well. So what is backward design? A lot of people already know about it, but let me introduce it again here also to emphasize the importance of backward design right now. So backward design actually not the traditional way of design learning experience design or instructional designs. They actually have the first step is actually understand about learning goal and objectives. The first question that actually we need to ask as a teacher, as a faculty members, we need to ask ourselves is that what are the ultimate goals, the ultimate like objectives students that the skills, behaviors that students need to have after they learned from our class, right? And actually like normally as a traditional way, you will understand about you will like try to understand about learning goals and objectives, and then you think right away about instructional activities, and then you put the assessment and also evaluation at the end of the process. But then here, the process of assessment strategy actually put into the second step. After understanding the ultimate goals and objectives of the classes, we actually need to think right away about evaluation strategy and assessment strategies for students as well. So after thinking and after knowing very, very clearly about assessment and evaluation strategy, we need to think about instructional materials and learning activities as well. So backward design is very popular in the US, in UK, and in Australia right now. I hope that all of us actually can use and apply backward design at the moment. And you can see that like with the learning experience designs, there are actually a lot of like educational university, and also there is a educational university actually providing a lot of like courses to help like students to have like master degree about instructional design or learning experience design. Also, when you see on the job description, there are many names that actually call the instructional design or learning experience design. It's also calling as a part of curriculum developer or curriculum manager or curriculum coordinators, different names, but actually describe the same job of instructional designer. So you can see that like because of that, I think that there is a huge market opportunities for our student at university to have a job in like big corporation or big companies to do the internal instructional design in the company as well. And here I would like to mention like what I am trying to do right now at the moment. So when you have a life of passion, that means you love what you are doing, But when you have a life, a purpose, that means you actually want to have like larger meaning beyond ourselves and contribute to others and societies. So I want to emphasize here as a teacher, as the faculty members, that we also need to think about our impact on our students as well as our societies. So many professors in the US and many professors in Australia actually are trying to link the theories and also practice together. So as I actually like really doing a lot of research on action research and also like trying to bridge between theories and practice together. And that is very meaningful way of helping teachers and helping like school to enhance the quality of education and instruction at school and university as well. So a lot of people actually are worried so much about AI can affect and reduce our student creativity skill and abilities, and also affect critical thinking as well. So I think that the interdisciplinary actually can create like creativity actually come from interdisciplinary. So right now we actually like think about the creative problem thinking, a creative problem solving skill, which means that we actually need to understand many things before we can come up with a solution for problems, for example. So what is learning, by the way? So learning actually happen when we have the deep like social and computational and also memory process. And that's why like here in the US we also use like UDL, universal design learning guidance, to help teachers to design instructional like activities and classes as well. And with the learning experience design, for me, is also we need to think about how actually we can help our student to learn so much deeper. And as there is a book of Mark Thies is about how actually we teach so that our student can learn so much deeper. So deeper here means that our student need to have critical thinking so that they can apply the knowledge that they have into realities. One of the things that actually AI cannot compare to human beings at the moment is that human actually can learn from one things and can kind of translate it into another's like context. So that's human actually better than AI in terms of using one type of knowledge into different contexts, different environment. So that's when we think about deep learning, that means that we actually understand about we need to also help our student like reflect and also try to develop the critical thinking of student, and also try to like translate and try to help a student use that kind of knowledge into their life. So for me, when I try to help our student, that means that I also need to create the chance for students to reflect on their own personal life and maybe the future jobs as well. And also, I also try to provide like meaningful feedback for my student, and also try to do it like repeatedly so that my student can improve over the times. So one of the things is that sometimes I feel it's so difficult for me to have enough time to provide quality feedbacks for students. So, because when you have like quality feedbacks, that means it has to be timely, it has to be like targeted. So that's with AI right now, actually, we also mentioned about personalized learning. One part of personalized learning that means that as teachers, we actually like need to have some kind of one-on-one moment. That we also need to have some kind of personalized feedback for our students as well. So here's easy roadmap of developing AI literacy for teachers in Vietnam that's created by myself. So I actually do quite a few professional development for teachers in Vietnam in terms of how to use AI tools in education, how to use AI tools in teaching. So here is the 4 steps that you can follow to develop the AI literacy of the teacher and AI literacy of faculty member as well. So the first step is you really need to understand about the nature of AI. As I already mentioned before in this presentation, that we actually need to understand about the nature of AI. AI actually cannot compare to human right now, but it's developing very fast. And actually, AI is trying to trying to copy the ways that human is reasoning and humans make logical thinking right now. But AI still cannot compare to human being in terms of so many works at the moment. And we also need to understand the development of AI. We also need to understand the prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is very, very important. And prompt engineering for myself, actually, I think that we need to understand about how to create like prompt so that different large language model can understand about the prompt so much better, so that they can produce the better quality output for you. And also kind of prompt engineering is a way of us, right, asking the question for the AI tools. So that's the more knowledge that you have, the more fundamental knowledge that you have, the more specialized knowledge that you have, the better you are, the better question that you can ask for the AI, right? So prompt engineering does actually also depend so much on the competencies, the abilities of the people that's asking AI the question, right? So that's for me, explain this to students is very important. When you try to persuade our students that you actually need to have better fundamental knowledge and also specialized knowledge to better using AI, right? And we're also doing some kind of AI trainings on the AI tools so that we can help our teacher in Vietnam and the US right now about how to use several like AI tools, very, very popular AI tools that's actually like everybody, every teachers in the US and Australia and the UK are using. And also we also need to help the teachers, maybe in Japan as well in the future, or maybe right now at the moment. There are many video and many ways that actually try to guide teachers in using AI tools at the moment, but it has to be very strategically implemented. For example, we should actually helping us teachers in terms of lesson planning, how to use AI tools like Gamma.app or Beautiful AI and many other AI tools with teaching, for example, to create like slide and presentation, to create like homework sheet, building learning materials for students, for teachers and for students as well. And also many AI tools that actually can help teachers create like videos, learning materials, and practice material as well. And we also need to think about how to actually use AI tools in the classroom, right? So for me, one of the questions, very important questions that we actually need to remember is that how to use AI tools in our classroom, because you know that's like we cannot ban our students from using AI. We cannot prohibit our students from using AI tools at the moment. Every student will use it in the future. And if we prohibit our students from using AI tools, it's gonna be maybe like makes them maybe like reduce the chance of learning for students. So that for myself, actually, we also need to think about how actually use AI tools in classroom so that we can organize learning activities, instructional activities for students as well. And as I mentioned, I actually have the privacy AI privacy and safety checks over here. I can share to you. Let me share the Excel file over here. So Can anybody like can see my Excel file right now? Yeah. So the Excel file here over here that I actually have a lot of AI tools that actually I also already like this is not created by myself, but actually you can see here a lot of AI tools you can use at the moment, and also have some kind of privacy and safety check over here, privacy and safety check over here. So that's when you click any AI tools, for example, Magic School is very famous right now. And you can see that's like full score like 87% and basic score is like 89% about AI privacy and safety check. And for example, Bridge Teaching, very famous as well, about 75 point and 85 point, and also have the mark pass over here. I will send it to you so that you can try different AI tools and also different kind of function over here as well today, right? Let me continue to share my presentation. Yeah. So you can see that like right now I actually sharing with my student and my student and also my teachers and co-worker about how to use AI tools more effectively in the classroom as well. Yeah. Yeah. Let me share the presentation again. Yeah. So actually, we also need to think about the way that we need to change the way that we actually do the testing and evaluation and assessment for students. So the step number 3 is about creating more complex learning materials, for example, like online videos or maybe like learning materials that you actually can use for the online classes and for hybrid classes as well. And number 4 step is about AI agent and AI chatbot. Not all student and not all teacher can reach the level of understand about AI agent and maybe agentic AI and chatbot as well. But in many ways that we actually can create very, very fast and very easy and effective like chatbot from to help our student as well. That's very interesting that like 60% of the US principal in a survey in 2023 that actually said that like in the future, if the teacher don't have like AI competencies and AI literacies, they will not hire the teachers. So you see that's like the importance of AI literacy at the moment for both students and the teachers. For example, we can use like School AI. Everybody know about School AI already? School AI actually very easy AI tools that you can create like AI chatbot for student in any topic. So that our student can engage with that kind of topics and also asking the question about the topics as well. Yeah. If I have more time, I may be sharing with you how to use AI, schoolalai.com, for example. Here's also is the example of the most famous AI tools right now that students are using and the teacher are using. For example, like ChatGPT, of course, right? Claude, Claude.ai, Gemini, Copilot, Perplexity, or DeepSeek, or Grok, all kind of AI tools. These are so famous that actually like the chatbot can help our teachers to have more ideas for the instructional design and learning experience design as well. And here's another example of AI tools that actually are very, very popular used in the US and many countries as well. For example, like deepfit.com that actually can help us to create like the reading, the homework sheet. And we also use DeepFit to create like learning materials so that we can make the learning so much more engaging as well. And other kind of like AI tools very famous like Twee for English teaching, for example, Storm a notebook, napkins, School.ai are very famous right now. Even like right now, we also have Julius.ai that actually can help teacher to analyze data and do better data analysis as well. So I also put here a slide so that you can think about how to create a video for our student as well. Over here, when you have this slide, you can read it in the future. For example, we also need, as I mentioned before, we also have like the 4 step of AI roadmap, right? So the first step actually understand about prompt engineering. In this slide also like present the ideas of prompt engineering. Prompt engineering actually like we need to create a better prompt. We need to construct the prompt so that the large language model and others like math and statistics actually can understand about the context and about the question that they put in to the system so that it can like produce like much better quality output for you. So I also put here the prompt engineer techniques. When you have a time, so you can see what are the available prompt engineering techniques right now, like chain of thoughts, cell consistencies, chain of thoughts, for example, that you can use in your prompt engineering so that it can help you to work with AI tools so much more better. And one of the advice that I also want to give it to you today that you actually also need to very specific about the desired outcomes in the prompt engineering. For example, you need to mention the length, the format, it has to be the paragraph, the full paragraph, or it's just bullet point, for example. You also need to like maybe thinking about the table format, maybe the table in the Excel file format, or the table in the text form, for example. Normally, I can put it into text form so that I can copy it and paste it into the Excel file, and from the Excel file to the Word file. And for example, you also need to understand the Markdown format, HTML format, and other kind of formats as well. For example, when I use Claude.com, when I use Claude.com, actually I can create like the artifacts. And when I using and working with the artifacts, actually I can create like the HTML format so that I can create like very interactive quizzes as well. So that's very engaging and emerging experience for our student. So here I also need to encourage you to use AI tools for searching information instead of just using Google. We also can use AI tools for building lesson plan presentation and searching for information as well. One of the problems that we already mentioned is that if we want our student to learn much more better, this means that we also need to help our student to have the big picture, right? The big picture of what they are trying to learn. So the student, if they understand about the big picture, that means that they actually have the ideas and also kind of really knowing the work, the disciplines, the topics that they are trying to do. So for example, when you use like Global Explore Engineering, that actually can help you to have the big picture so that our student can learn so much better, right? Let me help you a little bit here to show it how actually we use like Global Explore Engineering, for example. So I'm trying to open the web browser right now so that I can share with you how to use some of the AI tools that's actually very, very easy to use. For example, when I use Global Explore Engineering over here, right? I hope that you can see the screen right now. Now let me share it again so that you can make sure that you can see the screen. For example, here is the interface of Global Explore Engineer. You can put any type topic over here. You can put Japanese over here as well. If I put like the history of Japan. Yep. Sorry, I don't know Japanese, so that I put in English. Yep. So when I put like the topic over here, it's actually like show me the results, but it's kind of different from the Google search, because here they actually can create like it will show the results by different way. That's what we are doing right now. You can see here that actually is the history of Japan with so many period of times. By seeing this, actually, I have kind of like the big pictures of Japan, Japanese histories that I am trying to learn at the moment. And you can see here from ancient period to classical period, from medieval periods, for example. You can see it here, and also here, it also showing some kind of picture about Japan as well. I can copy the image, copy slide, and put it into my slide as well. So here is the way that I just trying to mention that when you want our student to learn much more deeper, that means that I also need to have big picture of the topic, and also kind of develop the critical thinking and creativity abilities as well. So that means that we need to really careful about the way that we try to integrate the AI tools in our education. We want to make sure that our students will not depend on the AI tools, but actually they use AI tools to support the learning, and also the teacher that actually like we use AI tools to help them not just the administrative tasks, but also the more meaningful and more value works of the teacher. For example, you can provide more feedback for students as well. Let me come back here to show you a little bit about the science of learning that I am to do at the moment. So I actually trying to combine the science of learning together with the AI tools together. You know, that's like there is ritual practice, a way of learning, a method of learning. If you actually like using ritual practice in your sessions, it can help your memory improvements that persist for 9 months. That means that if you use that ritual practice in one of the lessons in the class, that can help students to remember that like more for 9 months. If you actually use ritual practice methods of teaching to help a student in multiple sessions, that actually can help students to remember that for 8 years. So that's here I want to mention that if you actually understand about the way of our human brain working, the way that student learning, the human learning, so that we can teach better, understand about learning, so that we can understand about how to teach better. That's a very important concept of science of learning over here, right? So I actually created a smart learning formula in which actually I make it shorter and make it like memorable by putting in like a jargon, smart learning like formula. So first is about cell-directed learning, about space repetition. We also need to we also like do some kind of like multimedia like learning for students. For example, we actually need to understand about dual coding, so that students actually learn from many different kind of multimedia. For example, they can hear, they can see, they can touch, so that they can learn more. And also I try to persuade our students to learn by ritual practice with active recall, so that they can learn the learning materials more effectively, and also about reviewing and testing and thoughtful reflection as well. For myself, when I teach my student, I also give them some kind of reflection paper. For example, if I teach any kind of subject related to educational management and leadership, for example, I will have an assignment that actually require my student to do some reflection, but not just only stop that. I will ask them about their thinking about how to use that kind of knowledge into their life and the future work as well. So that's I try to encourage them to think about the knowledge that they're gonna use in their daily life and the future jobs as well, for example. And trying to do that actually can help a student to reflect and to develop critical thinking and creativity thinking as well. So yeah, I try to I share this kind of formula to students as well. Yeah, so my slide have a lot of actually my presentation have a lot of slide, and then you can kind of trying to read the slide after this presentation. I actually sent the Professor Kano my presentation to you today, right? So when you want a student to learn more, so actually you need to develop the schema for students. Schemas are actually the web of the knowledge and the experience that students have, so that they can grab the new ideas and new information to stick into the schema, that schema, so that they can learn more. So with creativity, that's actually come from interdiscipline. So schema actually helping and mediate the relationship between the knowledge of this interdisciplinary and also creativity. That means that you need to like build the fundamental knowledge and very important knowledge for a student, and try to integrate like different disciplines together so that a student can develop like creative problems solving skill for a student. And we also need to make sure that our student actually will not depend on and rely too much on the AI tools. We know that there is a definition of cognitive overloading. That means when you use something to think for you. So the first time is history. Actually, AI tools is the thinking tools that actually can help you to think. So that if students are actually using AI tools too much and depend on that, they may lose ability of thinking. So that's the concept of cognitive offloading, right? So there is benefits, there are benefits and drawbacks and side effect of cognitive offloading as well. So we actually like thinking about that, so that we need to change the way that we design our classes. We need to think about the better way of instructional design and learning experience design for our student. So here I really want all of you to think about, we need to change the way of teaching, so that with the AI tools, so that the student will not depend on the AI tools, but they can use the AI tools so much more effective. So to make sure that I actually need to provide our students the abilities to think creatively and create more creatively, and we actually need to provide the knowledge of the nature of AI and helping them to think deeply and to learn deeply in our classroom, right? So because of that, I think that's the benefit of AI tools. They're actually very, very meaningful when you can use AI tools, so that a student are not reliant on AI. And when you think about the way that we develop as student, that means that we also think about the ways that we develop the growth mindset for student. We need to develop the resilience of our student as well. And here the problem is like teacher actually are doing a lot of works or a lot of tasks. So AI tools actually can help us, our teachers, in terms of automate a lot of administrative tasks. So that's the teacher actually can focus more on high value tasks. So that the teacher can actually have more time with student. The teacher actually can have can provide better feedback for student, right? So AI tools that actually can help the teacher to prepare the personalized learning, but also helping teacher in terms of reducing the time that's required for other works, so that the teacher can focus on instructional design, and also the teacher can have more time to create the learning experience for students. That is the ideas, right? So today, actually, I will send you the AI tools list that I just mentioned, that show you in the Excel file, so that you can use that AI tools to help yourself to automate some of the tasks. For example, so that you can actually like helping teacher to have more times to focus on their own personal life and also instructional design for students as well. So problem is that with AI tools, we can have better answers, right? We can have like faster answer, but faster doesn't mean better. Faster doesn't mean better at all. If student actually can summarize a PDF file, summarize a reading, and they can write much better with AI tools. But the problem is like when we want to learn something deeper, we actually need to make a lot of effort so that we can remember it more. The more effort we put on learning, we also call it like desirable difficulties over here. The problem with AI tools is that it's always make like solving math problems and anything that providing like the answer too fast, right? And then the desirable difficulty here is that actually when student learning something deep, that means that they actually can need to engage with the learning materials, and they need to make the effort enough so that they can learn and remember the learning material more. So that in a lot of cases, I try to balance things out between the time that students spend on AI tools and also with our AI tools. So in some of my classes, for example, when I teach students at university, in 15 weeks, for example, I will also require at least 5 weeks that my student cannot use AI tools in the classroom at all. So that's I kept trying to balancing out between the benefit of AIs and also try really persuade them that if we use AI tools not so ethically and also not so smart, they can really depend on AI tools and they cannot learn like deeply at all. So that's there are some of my classes. Of course, I will not allow my students to use AI tools in the classrooms. They can use before and after class, but during the class, they cannot use ChatGPT at all. So that's why I can make the desirable difficulties for students. Yep. Actually, today I already present to you the ideas of learning experience design. And I hope that as teacher will think about how to use AI tools to create like very engaging, interesting, and very effective like learning materials and classes for students. And there are quite a few of my slide over here that I introduced to you about AI tools and about other things as well. And especially if I have more time, I will share with you more about AI and cheating and the way that we actually use AI to prevent students from cheating, and also how to use AI tools to create like testing and quizzes. And if I have more time, I can share with you how to use a lot of AI tools in teaching and other topics that I share as well. Yeah. So remember that actually I often share with my teacher and my co-workers for topics over here, so that in the future, if you have any interest, you can contact me so that I can share with you more about these 4 topics. Yeah, over here I put it over here for the 4 topics that I often share with my teachers and my students. Firstly, about learning how to learn with AI tools, I can try combine science of learning and AI tools together. How to apply AI tools in teaching, how to use AI tools in support researching for faculty members, right? And also how to use AI tools in leadership and management as well. Yeah. So I will send the Excel file to you to the Professor Kano as well, so that Professor Kano can also share with like audience about the AI tools, the list of AI tools that you can use in the future. And I hope that's like in the future, if I have like more times and and more chances, I will share with you more about how to use AI tools in classroom practice so that we can create like very good, very wonderful and meaningful environment for students as well. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me to speak today. I'm very deeply honored that if you have any question, please feel free to ask me now. I can answer any questions come from audiences. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wonderful presentation, Dr. Kim. So I think agent AI is very attractive. So I want to make my own agent AI, and I want to interest my work to agent AI. So Satoshi Kimura, your question?
Yeah.
Satoshi,
So,
just sorry, go ahead, please.
are there any questions? So, actually here in the US, in many countries in the world right now, we're actually trying to develop like AI agents. But for most of teachers and for most of faculty members, AI agent or maybe like agentic AI, there are different between agentic AI and the AI agent right now. But I call it like AI agents. But for most of faculty members and for teachers, AI agent is kind of like complicated and kind of complex. So that most of the times I just try to introduce with the teachers of K-12 public school about the idea of agentic AI. Agentic AI actually can helps teacher, and they actually can make their own decisions, right? They can plan, they can make their own targets, they can make their own decisions. So that's agentic AI can be number one trending at the moment in the market right now. And in the future, by using agentic AI, we can automate a lot of works for our teachers. And at least we need to introduce the faculty members and the teachers about the concept of agentic AI and about AI agent. Some of the teacher, for example, like IT teacher or some science teacher want to know more about AI chatbot and about AI agent. And we as in the case of myself, I will share with like IT teachers on some of like very advanced IT teacher about AI, agentic AI, if they want to. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I have to remind you 4 questions. So next
Yeah.
question. Next question is about Fink's taxonomy. So it is very interesting, I think. So can you show Fink's taxonomy slide?
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. But I have one question. So is this hierarchy relationship or a parallel relationship?
Let me show the Fink taxonomy again.
Yes.
Yep. So here, these ideas of Fink's taxonomies, and we also call it like significant. Sorry, I don't know what happened. We also call it like significant studying or teaching. That means that we also need to care about the way that we need to teach our students and design our course. Yeah. Fink taxonomy is like a new standard for not so new. It's actually introduced in 2001, but it's like the standard that actually like faculty members and teachers actually need to understand when they actually design the lesson planning and like curriculum for student and any course as well. So Fink taxonomy is more about both. I think actually more about pedagogy and educational related, and also about how actually we use the edtechs and the tools in our teaching. So Fink's technology here, that means that when you design a course, for example, you need to understand, you need to like try make sure that student will have the fundamental knowledge. We also need to make sure that that's kind of lesson planning that actually can help the student like apply the knowledge into relative. So there is like application over here. So and we also understand that every topics and every like problem solving skill actually need to have like some kind of interdisciplinary knowledge, so that we try to integrate like other topics and other knowledge from different many different like discipline from other disciplines into one discipline, so that we actually can help students to develop the critical thinking and also develop their problem solving skill as well. We also need to make sure that our lesson plan also trying to also helping a student to develop like interpersonal skill, right? So we also have like FinTech also we also have like human dimension, so that when you design the course, we also need to understand about the human direction of the cost of the lessons, so that our student actually have more chance to interact with teachers, have more chance to interact with a student, and then also need to care more about a student and more about us as a stakeholder as well. And here's about the caring in the lessons. Every lessons that also try to develop the feelings of student for each others and try to create like inclusive and equal environment as well. So students actually like here they will develop like the empathies, abilities. They will put themselves into other people positions so that they can understand other people more, because empathy is like very important in our job market right now. A student and teachers in the future, for example, they also need to understand about the student need. They also need to understand about the customer needs, so that they can design the products and the service so much better and meet the need and meet the expectation from the customer, right? And with the Finnish taxonomy actually be both, but more on the pedagogical point of views, but also trying to make sure that our student number 6 over here, Finnish taxonomy is actually also mentioned. We also need to help our student to learn much better. So that here is about trying to integrate like science of learning, so that student into our lesson planning, so that our student can know the way of learning and studying so much more effective as well. Teachers will be the one that actually have new role of consultancy service. That means the teacher can also provide the learning feedback and also the advice for students, so that they can learn much better. Yep. So my answer is both, not just pedagogical, but also technologies as well, but more lean on pedagogical point of view. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Next question is about the foundation model and generative AI. So foundation model is very interesting. So how to move to cognitive optimization to engaging environment and move to visionary ecosystem? How to teach to students?
Yeah. Actually, it's not just about teaching. It's about the way that, let me show the slide again over here, so that everybody can see it. Professor Kano actually mentioned over here about the 3 levels of using generative AIs in the school. Level 1 is about learning how to learn. Level 2 is about the transition from instructional design to learning experience design. And 3 is about creating the visionary ecosystem, right? So number 3 here is very important. It's not just about the student and the teacher, but also the feedback, also the support from the principal and vice principal at the school and university and the system that actually create the environment, so that our student and the teacher can learn in better environment. Here is that like we also need to have like the teacher in terms of AI literacies and digital literacy, so that the teacher can actually design the course, can create like video learning materials and other all type of like assessment and testing. So that's like the idea here is that the student will have like more chances to learn. And whenever they have question, besides asking the ChatGPT and AI tools, they can come to the teachers to have more support. So that's the idea is that the ecosystem of educational education that actually can provide the student with more chances of interact with each other, the chance of learning more, the chance of personalized learning, and the chance of support from every stakeholder in the ecosystem. Yeah, so the teacher here is having very important roles. The teachers also have the roles of instructional designer. They actually can create like video learning materials like the feedback for student, so that the student actually can learn more deeply and much more better. So the number 3 here is for the principal, vice principals, and educational managers, a school, and also like higher level as well, maybe ministry level as well, to create like very engaging, very meaningful educational ecosystem for the whole countries, and not just for school but for the whole country. So that's how our student will have more chances to learn and to develop like lifelong learning. So they will engage with the school and the learning communities much more often, and that means that the role of teacher also change. Not the one that teach, they're also the one that actually design the learning activities and learning materials so that they can have more students in the future as well. So that's the ideas of educational ecosystem that I mentioned in level 3 here. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, next question is criteria and life purpose and life passions table.
Uh-huh.
So, this table, how to measure of success. So, life of passion. So, feeling happy, engaging, and inspired daily life. So, how to measure of it?
Thank you, Professor Kano, to really pay attention to this slide. For me, I try to like differentiate the life of passions and the life of purpose. The life of passion is very, very important already, right? When you actually love what you're doing, when you have like, excitement and personal joy about the jobs that you are doing, you also have some kind of personal feeling, enthusiasms that you actually have your job and for your work as a teacher, right? And also have some kind of like personal life, personal like thinking over here, perspective over here, that I want to try to persuade other people would also have the life purpose. Like we also having good enough life passion, but it's for me. I also have some things that I want to share with my communities. For example, as a teacher and professors at university, I really want to pay back to society. I want to contribute back to society, to the communities that I'm living right now. So for the life of purpose, that means that you want to pay, you want to have the service to others. You want to have like a longer impact and long-term impact on the communities as you are trying to do. So that's the long-term impact here is a way that you actually measure the life of purpose. That means that not only successful for yourself, but also has some kind of impact to the environment, have impact on students that you are trying to help. So for me, the life purpose is like trying to help other people and have longer impact on the school, on student, and on the communities as we trying to serve right now. Yeah, trying to make really difference. So measure is very, very important, very, very difficult. But for me, it's a measurement of a life. A purpose is about making difference and having a impact for on our communities and on society. Yeah. Thank you for really pay attention for this slide. I just put this slide in the last minute because I want to share with you my point of view about the life of teacher and the life of professors at the university right now that actually have tendencies and the chance that want to contribute back more to societies and more about helping as a people, not just personal successful, not just personal passion, but about the service to the society and the longer impact on student and other co-worker as well. Yep.
Thank you. Explanation. So now I'm interested in well-being. How to become happy. So related to this portion. So how do you think AI contributes to realizing well-being?
Oh, that's a very important question, actually. We actually having the discussion about how AI actually like help a student to become more better version of themselves. So actually are already caring about the well-being already. So to prepare for student for the teachers is very important question. But as professor at the university, like you, all of you here, we actually like kind of struggle to predict the future of the job market, the future of AI. So for me, it's like we are trying to prepare our student for every possibles in the future as well. We actually like trying to prepare our student for the future jobs that we actually know almost nothing about. For me, one of the philosophy is that we shouldn't underestimate the abilities of AI. In the future, AI will change the way that human beings work for sure, right? Because of that, we actually need to prepare for our student in terms of well-being. For example, they also need to have some kind of personalized skill. They actually need to be more resilient so that they can more focus on their work. They can be more resilient. They can not easily to shut out because of small things, so that we actually prepare for our student the way that they the skill that they can react in the future. There will be a lot of changes in the future as well. So for me, that is very important question about caring about the well-being of students. That means that we need to prepare them for the future and also the interpersonal skill that they need to have, that they need to develop in the future as well. But well-being also need to care about the teachers, right? The teacher as well. So we also need to understand that the teacher also has a lot of stressful moment. They also have like a lot of report and administrative tasks, right? So AI actually can help teachers to reduce the workload of administrative tasks so that they can have times for their family. They can have more times on student, on instructional design, for example. So for me, the well-being here that you mentioned is not just about student, but also everybody, every stakeholder in the environment in the future. And we kind of helping our students to prepare the future by developing the AI literacy and AI competencies for our students and for teachers and for school and citizens as well as a whole. Yep.
Thank you so much. So remind two simple questions. So first, one of it is you explain about AI training roadmap. So is it already being realized in Vietnam? Yes or no?
Yes, actually, I can share with you the slide here so that other people can understand what you're saying. So I mentioned the AI training roadmap over here and have 4 steps, 1, 2, and step 4 and step 3 and step 4. Most of the times when I do teacher training, I doing until step number 3, and sometimes that's a teacher with like with more advanced AI technologies like backgrounds that we want to learn more about chatbot and about AI agent, but most of the times I will stop at step number 3 right now. I did a lot of trainings for maybe for thousands of teachers in Vietnam already about step number 1 and step number 2, and students and teachers are very happy about the way that they can use AI tools to help them to have more ideas, to have like support for lesson planning, to make presentation and slide, and organize teaching activity as well. So here the roadmap actually are doing in the Vietnam at the moment, and we also have a lot of teacher training in Vietnam right now in terms of using AI tools in their teaching practices. This is the things that are doing in Vietnam right now at the moment already. Yeah, it's not something that I am imagine, but this training roadmap that actually created and built by myself, but it's actually is happening in Vietnam right now. Yep, and the US as well. Yep.
Really? So actually, this is realized government level, you mean? Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So last question is you will show Globe research system. So Globe searching kind of database used. So OpenAI database or Google database database used for this Google Globe search. You can show Globe search.
I'm sorry.
You show
What?
Globe search. Globe you showing Globe search.
Yeah. So you mentioned about the list of AI tools, right?
Yeah, AI tool. So this AI is based on OpenAI or based on Google Group, or which database model using Globe search?
Perplexity or Copilot? As you mentioned. I try to share slide right now. Actually, this is the list of AI tools are very famous at the moment, and I think a lot of people know about it already. So here is the ChatGPT as actually everybody are doing using this right now. Claude, for example, you can use Claude and the function called artifacts, so that you can use AI tools to create like HTML, maybe the website, maybe like interactive quiz as well. Claude is very easy to use and very friendly user like interface as well. And we also have like a Gemini that actually from Google. We also have AI Studio created provided by Google. You can use Gemini and AI Studio as well, and also Copilot of Microsoft, Perplexity's Perplexity AI, ChatGPT DeepSeek from China. I think most of us know. Grok of XAI is developed by Elon Musk, right? Here is the list of AI chatbot. I think a lot of people already know about it already. And I will send this. I already sent it to you actually. But here is the example of other AI tools that actually teachers are using in the US and many countries. One, for example, DeepFeed, Twee, Storm, Google Notebook, Napkin. Napkin actually can help you to develop like infographics and many visualized learning materials for students as well. School AI, if I have more time, I can share with you. Bridge teaching as well. A lot of AI tools are so popular and so effective for teachers. Yeah. I hope that in the future, if I have more time, I will share with you more. Yeah.
Thank you so much. At last question, smart learning formula about some it. So smart learning formula, are you a sort of this formula, or someone is talking about this formula?
Yeah. The smart learning formula that's actually developed by myself over here. I could share it again to you. Yeah, the smart learning formula. Yeah. This actually, I try to integrate the science of learning and AI tools together. So that's I try to persuade a student to use AI more ethically and in a smarter way, right? So that's I create smart learning formula. Smart learning formula here is kind of a checklist. It's kind of a list that students need to care about so that they can learn better. And just as I mentioned here is especially that when you really understand about the way that our student learn, you actually can teach and design our course so much more better and more effective. So smart learning formula here is actually most of the times for student, or maybe they can be used for teacher development, but most of the times are going to be used for student. For example, in science of learning, we're talking about the spaced repetition, dual coding, visual practice, self-testing, and metacognition. So here's the ideas from the science of learning, and try to put it here so that in each of this period, I will show to my student how to use AI tools so that they can do spaced repetitions. They can use AI tools to create like multiple multimedia learning materials so that they can help students to learn more, and they can use AI tools to create tests or quizzes so that they can have like reachable or practice, and the same with self-testing, and also some kind of use AI tools and ChatGPT, for example, to do better metacognition as well. Yep. So here is a formula, and then based on that formula, I actually kind of instruct my student to use this formula with the combination of AI tools so that they can apply in their learning and in their study. Yeah.
Thank you so much today. So I have many questions, sorry. So do you have a question, everyone? Remind only few people. 何か質問ありますか？
遅くなってしまったので、みんな出て行ってしまって。
そうなんです。申し訳ない。私がいっぱい
申し
質問して
訳なかっ
しまって。
たね。今、メンバーしか残ってない。あ、でも、いらっしゃる方に何かあったら。
うん。そうですね。高山先生いかがですか？高山先生、
はい。はい。
いかがでしょうか？
そうそうですね。結構先ほど日本語でいいですか？すみません。
はいはい。
先ほど彼が紹介してくれたキムさんが作った AI を私もちょっと見てみたんですけれども、なんか使い勝手が良さそうな感じもしましたので、ちょっと私もこれから使ってみようかなと思っているんですけど、何が、なんていうか、ちょっといまいち生成 AI のチャット GPT と彼の作ったチャット GPT の違いがちょっとよくわかる、いまいちよくわからないので、もしできれば。
スライドの中のチャット GPT って。
そうですね。はい。彼が先ほど二次元バーコードが入って、
GPT 図を使って作られたってですか？
紹介されたんですよ。
もしどれのことをおっしゃってるのか、なんかスライドシェアしてもらった方がわかるかもしれない。質問の内容。
何ですか？
共同ホストにするので、どれのことをおっしゃってるのか、ちょっと私理解できてないので、
さっき
いくつか
彼がチャット GPT をこう、なんていうの、ちょっとこう、工夫を加えて、作られてるページを紹介されたんですね。それを私、ちょっとその二次元バーコードが出てたので、それを読み込んで、
バーコードを読み込んで。
その違いが、どの辺にその違いがちょっといまいちよくわからない。使い勝手良さそうな感じがしたんですけれども、ちょっともう一回詳しく教えていただけると。
これの話ですか？これの話ではなく、どれのやつの話？これではない。
これではないですね。
これではない。
はい。
これではなく。
なんでしょうね。ちょっと。ですね。なんだったかな。ごめんなさい、変なこと言っちゃって。
これですか？私もなんかやってみましたけど、キムさん。 作られたやつで、これです
彼
ね。
が構築されているものが。
そうですね。これ、これ、さっきやってみて、
Yeah, I also you guys are speaking in Japanese, but I actually like seeing what you're doing right now. The things that I created is called customized GPTs, right? Actually, I can share. Could you please allow me to share my screen so that I can share with you what is mean by the customized GPT right now? Yep. I can share with you over here. Let me try it again. Yeah. So this is the interface of ChatGPT, right? That's very familiar to you. And over here, so actually on the left side, I have a lot of customized GPTs that I can use. You can go to wait a little bit of the time so that it can load it. Here is on the left side. You can see that if I go to the GPTs over here, you can look for a lot of customized GPT that you can use, right? For example, you can use like whimsical diagram over here. It can create like a very fast infographics and mind map for you. So for example, I can chat with whimsical diagram here, and I copy the smart learning formula over here, and I am kind of telling it to, sorry, and kind of telling it to create a mind map for me. So this is a way that I actually go into the GPTs over here and looking for the customized GPT developed by so many people and IT expert in the world. When you use this customized GPT, like whimsical diagram, you can see that it's very fast to create the infographics for me, right? So if you go to GPTs over here, you can see that you can create like the customized GPT by yourself. You can go here, my GPT, you can click to that. You can see that I actually create like 4 customized GPT, 1, 2, 3, 4, about global policies, about science learning, about education and edtech, about learning experience designs combined with science learning together. In the slides, actually just mentions the advanced learning design and science learning only. So when I click it over here, you can see that you can actually using it to answer the question. For example, if I put the science link over here, the handbook, so actually I train the customized GPT to answer the question for student only about the science learning. I put the textbook, the learning materials, my slide over here, so that they can answer every type of question from student. For example, I can ask like compare the behavioralisms, cognitivisms, and constructivism together, for example, and then they can do it for me, and then they can search from the knowledge. Knowledge here, that means that the PDF file that I already uploaded on the ChatGPT. Yeah, so they can actually answer the question: what is behaviorism? What is cognitivism? What is constructivism, for example? And they actually answer based on the materials that I uploaded on the ChatGPT. Yeah, that's actually a very simple way of creating customized GPT for us. So I often like share this customized GPT to my students so that they can use this customized GPT to review their knowledge and to have better answer for every type of question that they have based on the learning materials or based on the references that actually I put in the customized GPT. And besides the customized GPT, you already know that we also have Gemini, right? Gemini also can create like customized gem. So ChatGPT actually calls GPT's customized GPT. So with Google, it's actually call it like customized Gem, right? GM, Gem, the short names for Gemini, Gem. So that you can also easily to create like the customized gem for you, but I didn't do that. But you can also go to explore gem over here and try to create a new gem for yourself as well. So yeah, this kind of like customized chatbot for student based on the knowledge, based on the materials that you have. Yeah, that's actually like I do it like in maybe 10 minutes so that I can create like customized GPT like that. This actually can help student a lot as well. Yeah, I hope that I can understand. I guess that's you are looking for. Yeah.
Thank you so much, explanation. So maybe Takayama sensei ask you.
Thank you
So
very much.
what kind
Thank
of
you very much.
specialize in, I think. So maybe we can create GPTs. But which kind of specified another one? I think. Is it okay, Takayama?
Yeah. Thank you very much. So in the future, I hope that I will have more chance to speak to all of you from your university. And in the future, if I can come to Japan, I'm very happy. I will actually will come back to Vietnam next month, and also I will go to Taiwan and several other countries as well to share about application of AI in education. And hope that if I can come to Japan in the future, I can meet up with you guys, catch up with you guys so that I can share with you more about how to use AI in education. And once again, it's very late in Taiwan and it's very late in Japan right now. Is you guys still here with me, and I'm very honored and very happy to speak with all of you, and hope that we can meet in Japan or maybe in Vietnam in the future. Thank you very much to having me today. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, explanation.
Thank
Your
you.
background is very interesting, I think.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Is it rice bag? So
Yeah.
John's Hopkins
Yeah.
background is
I also
rice
can
bag.
when send the slide and presentation and also the Excel file that is just mentioned for you so that you can have the list of AI tools to use for K-12 teachers and for professors at the university as well. Okay. Professor Kano, please share with your K-12 teachers and faculty members the list of AI tools and also the presentations as I shared with you today. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much
much.
today.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Good
Thank you
night.
so
Thank you very
much.
much.
Good
Thank you
Good
very much.
night.
Have a nice day.
See you.
See you.